Master Duel's out. Banlist is out. Discussion time. Fellas,
What is this setup? Anyway, I just wanted to sort of introduce us real quick. This is the YugiBOOM podcast. Just
Idolized like 10 times.
the the YugiBOOM podcast. Your source for all things Rogue. Here we have our main group of people within the channel. So let's just sound off.
all right. It's me, Joe. I do a bunch of deck profiles nobody asks for. I don't stop playing Evil Swarm. Yeah, I'm a scumbag. So what's up?
Okay.
Abe. I do deck profiles too, and buy a lot of fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
That's true.
Um, and that's really it.
And it's your boy Toby, the boy behind the editing, behind the computer, behind the keyboard, and behind the camera. Just kind of
Behind the
managing everything.
keyboard.
And now, what I'm trying to do is get us into the podcast or into podcast mode. So hopefully we could get that rolling. And joining us today is our very good friend, very special guest. Care to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. It is Trez. I'm your resident info dump, and yeah, Froaky's the best starter. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Hell
Talk
yeah.
about that on the later date.
Stay
Kind
tuned.
words.
Stay tuned, guys. All the YugiBoom people who are bothering to watch this, Trez will be having his own podcast coming out soon too, the Ducked Off podcast. Be on the
Yeah,
lookout for that. We'll definitely link that in a vid once it's up and running. So we're excited to have him with us today because not only is he one of the homies, he plays Yu-Gi-Oh! He's equally as frustrated or maybe equally as happy with the game as some of us are. So let's dive into it, boys.
So,
What's the
what are we talking about first, right? Master Duel, like our
Yeah,
experiences with it so far. Oh
we're
my.
obviously
Okay.
late in the game. We're late in the game because we don't we our upload speed is slow.
Yeah.
But we're more of the roguish players and I've had fun with it because I'm playing random shit and it's working out. So and I know that'll probably change if I get into like the higher rankings, but so far I think it's interesting. The ban list is fun that it is, even though a lot of people have problems with a lot of cards. Um, but I feel like that's going to happen no matter what is on the ban list. So far for me, I've been having fun. I've just seen the immense amount of Yu-Gi-Oh players who just will always be unhappy with stuff. Like they always
Yeah.
hate a card. They'll always think some deck's unfair, even if they're playing an unfair deck. And it's just funny to me, like to see some of the complaints online. Some I understand, but like I'm on the side of Max C, all right? I'll say it. I wanted Colossus to come back. I'm crazy? Like nobody should really listen to me, but I'm just saying I'm loving this skill drain at 3, and now we just got that for our in-life ban list too, which is nice. Like, I'm the Evil Swarm player. I like annoying cards. Like, that's the whole fun of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is they want to have fun, you take it away from them? That's the best part about Yu-Gi-Oh!
You
Am
opening
I
up this
wrong?
can of worms right now? Really?
I'm opening up this can of worms. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not meant to play to have fun.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is meant to play. I'm telling you this right now, America, and whoever else may be watching. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not for fun, all right? And you see my video tweaking out for a second because the FBI just entered the chat, and they don't want me to say this to you, all right?
They're outside your
But
door.
I have to say the truth. Like if you don't like what's happening in Yu-Gi-Oh, play around it. I mean, I don't play that meta, and I don't top or nothing, so take what I say with a grain of salt. I'll be honest about that, but um,
Yeah,
I just
only
like to
OCG gets
play.
to have fun.
Yeah, they can have fun. That would be interesting to go play in that format. But yeah, so I've been enjoying Master Duel overall. Like I do wish I didn't jump right into like buying packs and stuff. I wish I would have been a little bit smarter with my picks. But other than that, that's my own dumbass fault. Only things I'd like to see change is like being able to quickly and easily create a private room to host with your homies and like also give us the option to maybe have a side and also to have a match. Like the one and done just sucks. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, this is another personal issue, but I know other people have probably had that problem where you like made one misplay and you're like, fuck, but I got this deck next time, but you don't even get to go to game 2 or 3 because it's just like get fucked, right across the
Yeah,
screen.
your field blows up and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. It's funny. Like I'm having fun. Who wants to chime in?
So this might be a hot take, but there are like a few things that have happened in Yu-Gi-Oh since my time of playing that I think have just made the game better. I think people getting a hollow in every pack was one of them, and like Master Rule 5 when they like let everybody just special summon like normal. I think this is one of those times that like is really good for Yu-Gi-Oh. Cause like not just Yu-Gi-Oh players have been asking for this, but like now casual people who've just never been like, I really don't want to pick up cards necessarily, and like Duel Links isn't the same. So like, yeah, I think it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I agree with that.
it's honestly been like more accessible with people, especially with like cards in general. Like casual players are not about to invest thousands and thousands of dollars into like singles in general. So obviously Master Duel kind of provides that opportunity for very casual players or some people who just don't even play the TCG at all to experience it you know
Yeah, I definitely consider like us, even though we do like playing our rogue or our anti-meta decks or whatever. Definitely, we're more on the casual side compared to competitive side. Yes, we like to play against the competitive players, like when we have the chance to go to regionals and things like that. But we're definitely more on the side of casual because we're fans of the anime. We love collecting the cards. No matter what it is. Like when we can,
This
we
is
try to
true.
buy a case of cards. Um, I've been building my collection. It's not the greatest collection, but I've been building some kind of collection. And yeah, I mean, with Master Duel, I think it does help out with those people. I think it did help out with like a lot of people who like maybe had friends who are like, oh yeah, let's play Yu-Gi-Oh, and they're like, man, I don't want to spend all that money. Like you say, you need that one card for like $150, and you need three of them. I'm not gonna spend $450 on
Yeah, it ain't
three
never been that
cards.
serious.
They're gonna be
Exactly, but
five
Master
hundred
Duel
dollars
gives them the
anyway.
chance to do that.
What was that?
They don't have to spend money.
yeah.
What was that, Trez?
It's like, yeah, I don't want to spend $500 on staples.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Like
that's true.
versus like a few what in-game currencies or in-game resources and like probably like a few bucks that you have to spend on like the in-game currency. But so far at the very least what is it, like 3 weeks into the game now, I think. um
Yeah,
Yeah, just about.
have not pumped money into it at all.
Me either.
bye.
And kind of proud to say that, but that can easily change. Who knows?
Yeah.
The game is kind of getting more engaging. My experience so far with it has been like very pleasant. One thing that I've noticed, sort of piggybacking off of what I said earlier with people being able to make their decks. Honestly, the way I saw it, it felt like a scramble, like day one for a lot of people, just sort of getting to assemble the deck that they want. Some people, it was a little bit easier, especially since some of the solo modes provided pre-built decks, and you just needed to probably pull a couple more decks, a couple more packs after that. But other
Well,
than
yeah, I
that,
was tempted. I was tempted to go Monarchs because of that right off the bat. I
oh
was like,
yeah.
I want to play Evil Swarm, but ooh, close enough.
But it's funny how like a lot of the packs even doubled up on some of the resources you need on like other decks
Yeah.
that you could potentially build. And yeah, this game I felt like was kind of a pleasant experience for beginners. One thing that I feel like could change, piggybacking off of what Joe said in regards to there being like a what is it, like a best of three mode or something. I feel like somewhere down the road, I feel like there should be like seasonal tournaments that provide like, prizes, like, maybe like a different ranking system, like different pairing system altogether.
Yeah,
Uh,
that'd be nice. I mean, that's what we were talking about too the other day off camera, is
mhm.
just things we'd like to see in the game, and that's what's cool is like it's still hella new, so they can add all this shit super easy.
Yeah,
Like I just wish that like and then like in terms of the whole spending money thing, I won't spend money probably ever unless there was like a super good offer that was like because right now I've looked when they had like the sales and stuff and it didn't really seem worth it the amount of like gems you get for how
yeah.
much they were charging. I was like, because I've played other gotcha games, and I know this isn't necessarily a gotcha game, it just has a gotcha game shop, like I've played Raid and shit like that, or Dokkan, different things, and like
But
you're
it,
always tempted, but if you don't want to, and if you're
Mhm.
lucky, you don't need to, right? But like so far with this, you don't really need to, because even if you don't pull the stuff you need, you can pull ultras that you just don't give a shit about and scrap them. It just sucks because some decks are like almost completely ultra if you're trying to run hella good
oh
shit,
yeah.
and it's like, and everybody's running good shit once you get to a set. I mean, every now and then you run into that guy who's still just like sets a monster and like a kunai with chain. I actually got kunai with chain the other night. I didn't lose the duel, but it was hilarious. Like the guy just had one set, and I was like, "What is this?" So I just summoned alternative and tried to attack, and it was like kunai with chain, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Tell us, what was this guy running again? Like, I witnessed this. What
Oh,
was this
it
guy
was
running?
gimmick puppets. He was just dead drawing so hard until pretty much until he was almost dead. He just didn't draw shit. And then by the time he could draw stuff, I just skill drained him. And he just kept setting up monsters in defense position. I was just eventually I just got enough blue eyes on field that I could kill him, but it was hurt. And that's the good side of Master Duel is you get some weird ass interactions. Like before I got good cards, I was running Magic Cylinders, and I'm telling you, I won like 5 games because of Magic Cylinder. Like that shit's hella funny. Like people don't expect these old ass crappy cards. Like it's so funny. Like the Mirror Forces are really big right now too. Honestly, Mirror Force is working, Storming specifically, because it just bounces it all to the hand.
Oh yeah.
That shit's working amazing. Like it's pretty great, but. I don't know. Master Duel to me, it's like I said, I'm enjoying it. I think we are all so far. We're a pretty one-sided podcast here. Like
Yeah.
we should have brought
Yeah,
Francisco on to be like, I fucking hate it. No, I'm just kidding.
because I think with the free to play materials that they give you, you could probably build whatever one deck you want to.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
easily. Like, honestly, I feel like by the second day, you could probably build 3 decks until you hit that wall where you run out of resources, especially for the ultra rare materials that you need
yeah,
for ultra rare cards, because that's what really kills the deck is the rarities.
yeah. That was obviously they had to make it some way where you're either forced to put money or forced to play a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and so I don't blame them for that. I mean, obviously they got to do something like that. It's just I think it sucks because we've suffered so long without a game. We all felt like we deserved like a type like a dueling book but made by Konami that actually works like how it does, where we don't have to do the stuff ourselves, but you could just make whatever deck you want,
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
And that's the thing, though, is that like I've seen other YouTubers and mention this. I like Simo a lot, and I've seen like some of like the ideas he had, and it's like, wouldn't it be dope if like I'm pretty sure a lot of people would kind of like a subscription service like Netflix. Like if you pay 10, maybe 15, pushing it bucks a month to play Yu-Gi-Oh online and have all the cards every month, like you could do that. Like and it might work. But
15 may a
obviously
little much. That's like a WoW
I'm saying
subscription.
15 is like pushing it, but like 10, 15, you know what I'm saying? Like somewhere in there, if you have access to
I
all the
mean, I
cards,
guess or just made the game like a
Or would you
normal
pay?
game. I
Yeah.
would
Would you
pay
pay
like a
59?
70 bucks.
Yeah,
That's what I
and
was gonna
just have
say.
all the cards.
That's what I'm saying. I'd pay like 70, like a normal, like a PS5 game or something. I'd
like
rather
see,
do
doing
that than a monthly.
that didn't really
Yeah.
work
Well,
out.
I never even tried Duel Links and shit. Same reason I didn't try like speed duels and stuff, because I don't want to limit myself. Like Trez says, even if I get whooped, I like seeing these crazy ass combos and shit now. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, only things I've ever thought were unfair is the like super infinite loop like FTKs, even though they're still sick to watch. Like the plays are hella creative. Like I saw Team Sam and what's his name? I can't remember. Shit. I saw a video earlier where they did the Pendulum FTK that's on Master Duel right now, and I was like, damn, that's shady. Just burning someone for 8K on their turn or on your first turn.
Damn.
But like, I mean, but other than that, like boards, like that's why we have cards like Nibiru and shit now. I feel like as long as they keep making cards like that, yeah, it sucks that you might have to main them now, instead of siding them, but if there's answers, there's no real complaint. Like just like you could, I mean, I know it's only at one in our TCG, but like if Maxi came back, you could call by it, no? Like
Yeah.
To be sent to the graveyard, yeah.
yeah,
But
but
I mean, like I said, there's just so many things, so many ways they could have gone with Master Duel. So it's like they went this way, and we gotta live with it.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm
That's
just,
it.
I had to say at least one thing, because we all enjoy it overall, but that's the one thing I would have changed. Like I said, give us, if they made it a full price game, let us know in the comment section below. Would you rather pay like a normal game price to have everything and be able to play whatever you want? Would you rather have a monthly thing, or are you fine with the way it is now? And also, I guess if you're the fourth option, are you someone who doesn't give a shit and has been pumping hella money into this? You know? Now, who knows? I mean, no, no. If you do, that's cool. I mean, but
The
because like
money.
that's one of the complaints someone said, but that is a dumb complaint to me. Where I read someone saying, "Oh, it's pay to win," but so would real life too. Like if you can't afford droplet, you can't get mad just so because someone else could afford three droplet and then you lose to it. Like that's real life Yu-Gi-Oh! Like it's not just Master Duel. You
Like,
have to buy the cards in real life, and they're probably more expensive.
yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I'd hate for this person to discover like real life Yu-Gi-Oh. just
Yeah.
for them to say like just straight up,
Oh
I hate
yeah.
this game. Like,
Exactly.
I mean, I understand the sort of economy behind the game, like the resources and all that stuff. Like I get it, but so
Yeah.
far like it's done well for like a lot of people, and if you know how to like spend your resources, then the game's gonna treat you right. It's just the way I see it. It's just user error with a lot of people. A lot of people specifically complaining about specific cards. Honestly, it's just a lot of like user end experiences that are so specific. I'm personally not experiencing them myself, but I just find a lot of these things that people complain about with this game just humorous. It's just petty.
Yeah. Well, that's the Yu-Gi-Oh community.
Yeah.
Petty
It's free to
times 10.
play, free to play friendly. Like so you don't have to. Like I made my Mermail deck. I'm fine. I'm cool with that. And I'm making like two other decks that aren't like high rarity. Like I think
Yeah.
one was Phantasm Spiral. A lot of the stuff is like rares and like the common or whatever. Just as like another deck to have. And like and it's I already dismantled hella cards I had,
Yeah.
to have all that extra like little credits or whatever, just to craft what I want. So like it just depends how you're gonna do it. Like I said, for me, I had to go that route because Mermail was so freaking high rarity. The extra deck was like all ultra rare, and then the main deck was mostly super rare. And I was just like, bruh. But like I said, that's the one deck I invested in, and I'm cool with that. And then the rest, meh.
Were you
I don't
able
really
to
care.
make it 1-to-1 to your real life Mermail deck?
I tried my best.
Oh, okay. That's how I feel
um,
like with like a lot of like these decks. Like it's not quite like a 1-to-1 to like our personal real life decks, but still kind of there.
Yeah.
mhm.
What's crazy is my Cyber Dragons is a 1-to-1, but like my Master Duel one's better because I don't have Lightning Storms.
Oh, what? Dang. It's so wild how like it seems to be the case that like our Master Duel decks seem to win more than our real life decks.
Well, because we can play, because we're rogue players, but on the
Yeah.
network, at least even if we're running a rogue deck, we can still pay for the expensive staples.
True,
Because
yeah.
sometimes those expensive staples are a big difference maker. Like, it makes your deck all the more like ranged, like it has more answers, if you will, inside the deck inherently. So I don't know. I think yeah, same thing. It's nice to be able to run. And then sometimes it just sucks when a staple you didn't think was gonna be an ultra is just an ultra. Like
Yeah.
I didn't think trade-in needed to be, like stuff
Yeah.
like that. You know what I'm
Yeah, that one
saying?
was weird.
Oh, it's like fuck. When I was making blue eyes, it's like shit. Like it hurt because hell is shit in that deck is ultra. And so, but it is what it is. But it's funny how the ban list in Master Duel made people want things in art and the TCG ban list. And I guess that's a perfect segue into the ban list. It's funny how people wanted stuff that was free on Master Duel to come, but instead all they did was took from that and banned Imperial Order. So,
Oh man.
People wanted IO banned, so I mean,
yeah.
if anything, at least that got banned.
But
People wanted a lot of stuff banned. People wanted Rarete banned. People wanted stuff back, like
I think we can all agree after 3 weeks of playing Duel Links that they could put Max C back at 3.
yeah. Oh, also
I
wait, Duel Links, do you mean Master Duel?
or Master Duel,
Yeah.
my bad, my
yeah, yeah,
bad.
yeah. I was like, Duel Links, no. But yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I agree, but a lot of people I've seen pretty decent arguments why Maxi is like unfair. I just don't think it's unfair. I think it's a very, very strong card,
Take
but I
the
don't,
challenger you don't like.
Exactly.
yeah. I mean, I guess the shittiest thing that could happen is they draw into Nibiru because of your Maxi, and then you happen
They
to,
main it because in Master Duel, since it's a one, oh, like
yeah.
one duel, you can't side. So like, if you go
Well,
to
that's what
like
I'm
game two
saying.
and three, you know,
That's what I'm saying. It'll be different. To be honest, it'd be funny to just side Exodia and Maxi for a tournament, and then like they go off on their combo, and you're just like, oh wait, let me stop you there. You just somehow have Exodia.
What?
saw a video like that. I think somebody max seed somebody, or I forgot exactly what happened, but both players somehow were drawing hella cards during one player's turn. And when one of the duelists had Exodia in their hand, the other player had Exodia in their hand, so it ended up as a draw.
What?
Yeah,
What the hell?
exactly. I
Damn.
forgot exactly how it happened, but somebody maxed somebody. They had to somehow.
That's
And
wild.
and then one player was drawing because it's an Exodia deck, so they just draw, 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 and then the other player just kept. Yeah, it was just funny. They
That's,
both ended up in a draw.
I'm surprised they didn't both just blow up and go to the Shadow Realm. Like they just got sucked into their screens.
They canceled each
It
other
just
out.
shows the
Or
kind of
Exodia starts
animation where
coming
he's
out of the screen. Exodia starts coming out the screen. Just one
Exodia
arm from each screen brings them in. Damn. Well, that's
like the
crazy,
ring.
but I think the ban list is very interesting to say the least.
Well, do we
Um,
want to go down the list in particular? Let's go down the list, shall we, if we will? Like our thoughts on like
I'm pulling
particular
it up.
cards.
Yu-Gi-Oh
So for
ban list.
so for the forbidden monsters, obviously the big one was Imperial Order.
yeah, for
Thoughts?
sure. And
Thoughts?
I believe that, yeah, I would say that is the biggest one for the Forbidden because it was so OP
Oh
and
yeah.
like a lot of people hated it a lot. Samorg was funny because it's just that extra push for an extra negate, so that made sense, just random.
The
Um,
Tri Brigade can use it. The Tri Brigade Lyralisk. So
yeah,
it was just
yeah,
like, oh yeah, you're gonna summon Draco and this, and that, or Draco Future and all these other negates. Plus, you just summon some Morg and then summon the Avion or the Wind Barrier statue.
Hmm.
yeah,
So that's why
exactly.
they hit it. And then the Protos is because you can search it out in Sword Soul, and that is pretty nuts. And Sword Soul does have different attributes, so this card was pretty nuts to summon in that deck. Now that I know why they hit it. And then
Yeah,
Ava, Drytron was just a big.
yeah,
They just hit it hella hard.
yeah. It was hella random. It's like, oh yeah, we'll hit a couple random things that are just make sense, and then here's an uppercut to the kidney to dry, like. I don't know. And then, but the limiteds are
Third of the
interesting.
one.
Destrudo and Astrograph Sorcerer. Even at 1, those cards are busted, you know?
Yeah.
And honestly, Snow as well. Lunalight, that's whatever. Lunalights they're a good deck. I'm not shitting on Lunalights, just saying
Tiger's
compared to
really
those.
good in that deck. That's the thing. It's
Yeah,
just
but I'm
really
saying
good.
like compared to those other three cards, they're more standalones that can work in a lot of decks versus like Tigers going in a Lunalight deck, for the most part. Or at least more specific archetype like type like versus Destrudo is just a good dump card to summon as a tuner. And then Fairy Tale Snow is fucking annoying. We all know that. And
So annoying.
I love Astrograph Sorcerer though. And then they hit the Recital Starling to 1, which
That was
was
like I said, another big to
yeah,
Liverless.
yeah.
Pot of
And then
Desires was a really random hit.
Yeah, everybody doesn't know why this card got hit.
If anything, I
I know.
expected Extravagance. Like, I'm surprised that didn't get hit, but
I don't know.
Desires?
It was funny, but I guess like the funniest thing I saw, I can't remember who said it. It definitely wasn't me, not taking credit, but somebody had said, "At least you won't draw it no more," like when you desires, like
Yeah.
because that's the joke, right? Every time
I
you
saw somebody
desires,
in
you
Master Duel play, it's at 3 in Master Duel, and then somebody played Pot of Desires, banished 10, and they drew 2 more Desires. I was dying so hard. I was like, bro, that's so hurt.
That
that
sucks.
is the worst. That's just like,
You got a
man,
scoop.
Yeah.
yeah, you do got a scoop. That's hella true. You're just like, all right then, fam. This was nice. See you later. Fuck,
Monster
that
Gate, I
sucks.
think it's because of an FTK. I don't remember. I saw somebody posted on Twitter. They put like a detail of why cards got hit and stuff.
Hmm.
Monster Gate, something like that. I think it was.
Yeah.
Um,
And then semi-limited is also interesting. Fusion Destiny to 2. I bet you something tells me that they're gonna do it like Rat Pierre, where they're like, oh shit, it's still kind of broken at 2, and then watch next list it's gonna go to 1.
well, that'd be hard because they're actually making Fusion Destiny and Ultimate in the next OTS pack.
Oh fuck. That's gonna be
So
hella
it's like,
expensive.
you know,
Yeah, damn, that's
I
expensive.
I didn't think it would get hit just because of that fact, but the fact that actually they did hit it, it's like, that's surprising. Because if they want to sell stuff, they're not gonna hit stuff. It's
Call
like
money.
Verte Anaconda, they didn't hit that card.
Is there a reason why Scapegoat was hit? Or set to 2?
Well, it's just coming off the list slowly because nobody plays it anymore.
Oh.
Scapegoat was broken, when Links first came out because you could make Links hella easily with Scapegoat.
I mean, now it's
But
just
now people aren't playing it as much anymore. Dicko
Ah.
Tucker.
But this
Okay.
card was important.
Okay.
It was one of
Gofu.
the only Links.
Every deck had Gofu and Decode Talker
And Scapegoat.
as scapegoat. Exactly.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
Um,
Hero Lives at
Circle.
2 is awesome, and
Oh
I
yeah.
wish it would be too broken, but I wish Melissa's would go back to 3. But you don't really need it anymore because of that other guy. But anyways, Hero Lives at 2 is big. That's awesome. Only reason I hate that is because I only have one ulti first, a Hero Lives. So now I gotta play an ulti and an ultra, and it looks hella ugly. But
How's that mismatch? Ugh.
it hurts.
Match all the time.
Nadir
Nah,
Servant,
same.
honestly, I'm just starting to re-catch up with newer cards in the meta again, so I don't even really know much about that deck and stuff. So
Nadir's just too good, bro. It's just it does so much for Dogmatica. The Dogmatica, Shadal, fucking that deck is just it's hurt. It
yeah,
really
and
is.
then Salamangreat, players are happy to get Circle at 2,
Hmm.
They're just
and
happy to get anything
yeah, that's
with
true.
a
They've been
broken ass deck.
granted. I'm not saying I love Salamangreat, but they have been fucked with hell of random, like multiple times in
Okay,
different
yeah.
ways, and then they'll take stuff back and swap it. So it's cool for them to get a little bit of something back. And
Fair
then
enough.
the no longer on lists also are pretty crazy, like
Oof.
Skull Crobat, Joker, Nessie. Red Eyes Darkness Metal, I think, is back because it's errata,
Yeah,
right? Isn't it only
obviously.
it's a hard
Super
once per
rare.
turn now, right? Yeah, exactly. So E-Telly though, and Raigeki and Skill Drain, those are all bangers, in my opinion.
What
Bang.
era are we in? I just have to say, for us to have
Bro.
Raigeki
Three
completely at 3, that's chaos.
and Dark Hole at 3.
Oh
Not
my
that you would
god.
really use
Oh
Dark
yeah,
Hole anymore, but
but
like
still.
if you were gonna be that sacky, it'd be Lightning Storms and Regekis most likely.
What's
I'm just waiting for Heavy Storm to come back. We got Harpy's Feather Duster.
what's
You
next?
know, if you're
Monster
not gonna
Reborn
put
at 3?
Harpies at 3, give us fucking, you know.
Oh my god.
I'm telling
I
you,
just feel
it's
like people
time
will
to.
play Regeki
I'm
instead.
calling it now, boys. It's time to run Starlight Road in the main again with that Stardust in the extra deck.
True.
All this fucking multi popping going on. I run it in Evil
Don't need
Storms, and
Stardust.
it. If I don't have an Ophi on it yet, and even if I do have Ophi on, I just can't get the Stardust. Starlight Road is broken
Yeah.
right
I
now,
still remember the
especially.
Starlight Res, man,
Yeah, I
with the
know.
Starlight Road. Right, activate Starlight Road to stop your Dark Hole. Right, well, swing your Stardust. And then Res just goes, "Oh, I don't have Stardust. It's an optional effect." He's like, "Well, fuck you then, man."
Some people be hella salty.
That shit was hella funny, dude. I'm telling you. I wish I was there to see it. God
I
bless
don't even
Res.
know
We
what I
miss
would
him.
do. I don't even know what I would do in that
Oh my
situation.
god.
Rez was when Rez was done with that match. He just came. It was at a regionals, and then Rez was just like, "Yeah, dude, my opponent was hella salty because of my Starlight Road."
Of all cards to tilt somebody. I tilted a Dark Magician player just for playing Evil Swarm one year. She
I
just got
remember.
hella mad as soon as I summoned Ophion, and she was like, kept reading it, kept picking it up, and I was like, and game two, she sided and tried to kaiju him, and then I had to call Judge to explain to her why she can't kaiju him because it's still attempting to summon a 5 or higher. And then she was like, she just straight up looked at me and was like, "This is a bullshit deck," and I was like, "Damn."
She running Dark Magicians.
Yeah, and this was like pre-Magician Soul, so it wasn't a good deck, It had its plays, but
She
you
like
know,
angrily handed like the pen to you, like giving her signature on like the lost confirmation.
yeah.
It's hella funny.
But
Oh
some people
shit.
be salty. But I
Oh
mean,
man.
that's the thing. Now that we're getting all these crazy cards back, like skill drain at 3 is huge for a lot of annoying decks. E-Telly is nice because so many decks that are synchro based can now run that and like Psychic Wielder and its companions and give yourself a little bit more of like mini engines that that are power
Cosmo.
draws. Yeah, Cosmo, fucking. I was gonna redo my Dragunity deck, but the Samorg was a big part of that. So like now that deck's kind of hurting. But yeah, like I like all this shit, man. I mean, I definitely wished for if they went this crazy, I want like a spicy ass list one day, like just blow it wide open. Because I know this is radical to say, but like I just wanted to fucking like bring back fucking Masterpiece Colossus, like bring back hella broken shit and just make everybody play with it, and then give us a fire ass set that reprints all the expensive cards as just like supers, you know?
What could
Like
possibly be the biggest bombshell that the ban list could like bring me?
Dragon Ruler's all back, and the
Yeah?
babies.
Shit. Okay.
Title at
Fair
one.
enough.
Big Dragon Rulers all
Title at
at 1,
one.
and the babies all at 3. No, I'm just kidding. I don't
No,
know.
they gotta ban the babies. If
Nah,
that would
fuck
ever
it. Like I
happen.
said, open up the storm. Bring Yatagarasu back.
Oh
No.
my god, no. It's a
You
flood
know.
I'd
drain.
Yada.
quit if they brought Yada back.
All right, maybe that's too hard. But bring back Invoker. That would be sick.
Yeah.
So many decks would be so fucking raw with Invoker.
So many decks would come back, if anything, with Invoker.
And also, this is another crazy, stupid idea, but I think like a lot of art, if a it sucks that they make a lot of cards generic when they're archetype specific. Warriors are in the lead now, Abe. But um, anyways, I sidetracked myself. But like for example, and I know this is a personal gripe, and people who watch our channel are gonna be like, "Well, you're the Yang Zing guy, so you're only saying that because of this." But like, if Dang Long was required to use Yang Zing monsters, he would have never got banned. But he was generic, so people splashed him in like dinos and stuff, and made like side plays and broke, extra things they could do, or like Electromite. If he
Like
took
in Master
two
Duel,
if he
Denglong
took
is
two
still a thing.
metal foe monsters instead of two pendulums, like he probably wouldn't have got banned either, And it's like, so some cards I wish they'd get crazy erratas, like they did to Goyo Guardian with the making him Earth Tuner specific. Um,
That really hurt him.
But it was
yeah,
justified, though. I
but it
feel
was
like it was
justified because
justified.
then he actually had to be in like an Earth deck or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck or something. So like I know that's a little bit more of a crazy idea, and some people are gonna be like, "That's stupid. You're stupid." But
It kind of
it's just my
Yeah,
isn't.
I
opinion.
guess
But like when I look
it's
at the ban list, I just see hella shit that was like, man, it sucks that you make support for a deck to make that deck better, but you make it generic so other things abuse it more, you know?
Yeah, and they're gonna exploit it, obviously.
Yeah. Not to say I'm against when stuff works together, because I like engines and stuff like I'm not against like zoo being a thing or shit like that, you know? Like that stuff's cool. I just mean like when why name it something? Why Electromite should have been every pendulum deck is top tier now. That's what his name should have been.
Yeah.
Use me in pendulum. I summon the use me in pendulum guy who lets me go off with my pendulums. Now I will pendulum summon half my deck. But that's just me. Simple little rogue player just creeping out from the cupboard or the underneath the stairs for a second, you know, to give my 2 cents.
No, but it's a perfectly justifiable, thing to gripe about because, the people, a lot of people see these as like problem cards, but like really they just need to like, fine tune them, adjust them and stuff, really.
Yeah.
So,
Because I don't know. I mean, I just think with the way the game is going and how crazy you could be, the only way they would like mass cleanup is what none of us want. We don't want another Master Rule yet, right? Like I don't.
that's
Like Trez
true.
said earlier, I loved Master Rule 5. That was the coolest announcement ever. Even though I had adapted with the times and had like pretty decent link plays in almost any deck I wanted to play, it still is nice to just be free, you know?
Yeah.
They just they cut off our chains, and we were just able to fly. Like it was nice. Like fusion, synchros, everything is just doable again, And that's the thing with all these cards. It's like some cards can probably never come back, like because they're just too broken and like I said, generic, like Level Eater's probably never coming back, Dandelion, Glow Up Bulb, like Yatagarasu, shit, yeah, like a lot of cards like that are just never coming back for sure.
Yeah.
And then probably, Ultimate Offering, that's another one. I remember I used to have a Machina gadget deck with Ultimate Offering, and I would tech Jinzo in too. And I would just like summon hella gadgets because of Ultimate Offering, then a tribute for a Jinzo, and then make Shockmaster, and then something else that was annoying. And it was
Ooh.
just like super broken. Those were the good old days. But now we get what we get, right? And it'll always be late, so never expect it on time.
Yeah.
And I'll always expect to at least be slightly disappointed. For the most part, I've heard nothing but positive stuff about this ban list. I don't know about you guys. Like, obviously, there's the obvious, like we already said. Some people are mad they didn't hit Verte or Dragoons or a lot of other things. But
They should have brought Masterpiece back.
that's what I said. I said Masterpiece and Colossus both to like at least one.
no.
Yes,
Nah, fuck those two
indeed.
cards.
Colossus is the shit.
Play the Master Duel then.
You're lucky I put my ultis away. Can't reach them right now. I was gonna pull it out, put it to the camera. So instead, I will show you this Brothers of Legend booster box in which I pulled Forbidden Droplet.
Got two droplet.
I got two. Just need one more.
Before we kind of end the official thing on the ban list, I remember Trez mentioned something about one more thing in relation to the ban list, and it was what was it? Justifications, explanations behind cards, and that they should have them.
Yeah, so I think we'd all benefit, or like not even benefit, because it really doesn't matter, because we pretty much kind of know why certain cards get banned. But if they were more transparent on what their thought process was, so like on the side, I kind of dabble in like the Digimon TCG, and there's a card that's been out for like 4 sets that like the text on it is cool. It just hasn't had a target. So it's like you can play this really strong card for free if you have two cards. The two cards are easy to have. There was just never a really good target for it.
Mm-hmm.
2 sets from now, they're gonna have like 6 targets for it. And then Bandai was like, no, we have to ban this card because we didn't future proof it. So when cards get banned, they tell you why this card got banned or why they decided to put it at 2 or 3. Like hey, certain decks been wrecking the meta for 6 months. We don't like that, so we're gonna do an adjustment, and this is the reason why. Or we're gonna future proof some cards. This is why X, Y, and Z is going to these numbers. I think the community would be much happier if Konami was like, hey, Fusion Destiny has to go to 2 because we may or may not have some more heroes coming out later this year.
Yeah, well, the community would be happy if they talked to us directly, period. I
Yeah.
always wondered, I mean, granted, I don't want it to affect YugiTubers, especially small ones like us, but like, it always surprised me that they don't make their own videos, like at least explaining rulings. Like, they should take ruling requests all the time, like where you could kind of like, like if you're in a playing a game and you can talk to an admin, like, hey, my character's item just disappeared or something, like rulings. It sucks that we have like wikis and shit and more so of hearsay rather than Konami, except for when you're sometimes at regionals. Like I remember we were at a regionals, and right when the regionals started, they announced that prohibition didn't work on certain cards, and I think one of them was like a spiral card, and it was huge because people were like siding based on that, and then finding out day of, like, post deck lists, I'm talking like you're about to sit for round one, they announced that. Like, what the fuck,
Yeah, that's
Like
wild.
that's pretty shitty. And so I hella agree with Trez. Like, if they just did started there with like Banlist explanation, like, and then just give us explanations for anything we want, because sometimes it sucks when you don't really know. Like, even us, we may not be super meta, but we have pretty good game state knowledge. And, I knew a couple people who have judged at locals before, and I know everybody's different and whatever, but like, even us, sometimes when we're dueling, we have to really think like, how would this actually chain, or how would this actually resolve? Because we all know the biggest thing about Yu-Gi-Oh is cards don't always do what they say, even if they say they do it, like,
Just how
and
it's worded all the
that's what
time.
the hardest thing for someone learning Yu-Gi-Oh is like, not only is there all these mechanics for them to learn, then they have to learn shit and miss timing, what's, ifs, whens, like things
Yeah,
like
they don't
that.
have like a resource. Like
Yeah.
they always,
So I think Trez is
Konami
onto
always
a
goes
fucking
to the rule bank.
conspiracy. Trez is
True.
onto something bigger than we all expected. He started small, asking Konami to just explain the ban list to us. But what he was really saying is, explain the world to us, Konami.
Yeah, if anything, they're knocking
explain
on
the...
your door right now. Shit, so you better watch out.
Give us that computer! Give us your ulti
I hope
cyber
not.
dragons. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah,
But
that
well, I was gonna say something piggybacking off the like when it comes to new players, like they always reference like the rule book and stuff, and like yeah, the rule book does have basic information for how certain cards work, but once you get, it's not the same until you start playing, and when things start when you're playing, and then there's, especially if you're playing somebody with like a fucking really technical deck, or like the way certain things have to happen, like let's say a Mermail deck, it's like Dragoons, it's a mandatory, so that's always gonna be Chain Link 1, and then Teus is always gonna be an optional effect, so it has to be Chain Link 2. Like I can't do it the other way around, kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be sometimes hard for them to understand, and that's kind of like what like Joe and like Treasure saying, is that we just don't have a resource for all these kind of things, you know. um, and that's why it's hard to introduce people into Yu-Gi-Oh, because
yeah.
it's that hard
Yeah.
of a game. Like that's why I watch a lot of Distant Coder, because he's a judge, and he judges. I think he's like the highest judge on Dueling Network or Dueling Book, whatever it's fucking called. And I always watch his shit because that's how I learn about rulings and shit like that. Um, so I like to say that he's helped me a little bit understand cards more. Um, but like you have to go off of, like I said, a YouTube guy, and not straight from Konami. You know, so that's where it can be frustrating. Because players are not going to know where to go. You just got to find it. You know.
Yeah, and that's the thing with like what little Konami provides you. Like sure the rule book provides you with like a basis for like how to play the game, and like sure the ban list kind of gives you like a sort of at this time sort of setup for the game state, but those are just like the very tip of the iceberg when it comes to just this game altogether. There's just so much to unpack. Like
Yeah.
it's just Konami needs to figure out a way to make that accessible to people. And I feel like sort of rolling back a little bit with Master Duel. I feel like that's another thing that Master Duel kind of offers to a lot of people, especially beginners, is teaching like, specific timings, rules, and like when particular cards activate, because when you play the game like physically, there's not going to be those times or opportunities where you're going to be told, okay, so do you have a response? If you don't respond accordingly like within the time, you're not going to be able to, react to your opponent or shit, even play the game, period. Like, and that's something that Konami just kind of needs to bring to the forefront when it comes to sort of providing a means of a resource for not just new players, or not just intermediate or like casual players, but even new players altogether. And yeah, that's just my two
Yeah.
cents on it.
No, just like I think we all just agree. Explanations and anything and actual interaction with us would be nice. Like they just, out of all the years and how big a lot of people have gotten on YouTube for Yu-Gi-Oh, like Team APS, Team Sam, Simo, like all those people, like they're just a couple years ago started getting invited to shit by Konami and stuff. Or now it's been longer. The pandemic makes me forget we wasted 2 years, you know. But like, you know what I mean? It took too long for Konami to do that, in my opinion. Like they should have been reached out to those people and gave them more
Emo.
resources because it would have trickled down, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
Or
I know.
hell,
just
even if Konami had like say their own media team, a lot of brands nowadays, have their own like say like YouTube channel or other social media resources where they can post a lot of this shit. And not to mention, like on the side, Konami would be making more money. Like if you'd imagine them like making a YouTube channel, but no, they don't. They don't want to do that for whatever fucking reason.
yeah, it's interesting. But that's the
What can you do?
mysterious king on the hill, you know? So we can't really, request too much, you know. But yeah, I just think it's going to be interesting to see how the game goes moving forward, you know. Overall, I'm enjoying it both physically and virtually. Obviously, virtual is a little bit nicer from the price range of these cards, but
It's less
we'll
pricey.
see. Yeah.
See when we have a regionals because they had two ICSs and they canceled both
Yep.
because of COVID.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes in the future.
It's what Omicron would do. I mean, shit.
Well, you know what though, guys? This ban list and Master Duel and everything also sends us off onto our 3 year anniversary of
Ooh.
actually like taking the channel kind of seriously. We got
Pew pew
two
pew
point
pew.
something subs, you know. We're trying to get to 5K. We're very small rogue channel. We
We're almost
appreciate
at 23.
yeah, we appreciate every sub. Please like, share, follow us on other social medias. With this 3 year, we want to announce like a lot of our changes we're going to be making. We're going to be putting a lot more TLC on our videos, even our deck profiles. We're going to bring you guys some skits, a lot more discussions like this. Try to be more engaging. We're going to be working on a Discord server we plan on opening up. Maybe we can master duel some of you guys, you know? Bring
Hopefully.
your meta decks and whoop the shit out of us. And like just we're gonna be making a lot of moves here at the boom. So
But I
like
mean, one thing I wanted to just kind of talk about before we go, just before we wrap up, like I just kind of wanted to just talk about it a little bit. I mean, let's just sort of have a little powwow. I mean, 3 years. I mean, guys, it's been amazing. You
it
know,
has.
like
It was funny because we started this just as to bullshit around because we liked so many YouTubers. We were like, you know what? Let's do it, but be bad at it. You know, like let's do our decks, like like shit we play, like
yeah,
do random shit. And then people were like, do this, you know? And I was like, oh, this person wants us to do this, you know? And then next thing you know, we like started getting subs slowly and slowly. And I was like, all right. And then we started doing more stuff like duelisting cars and thinking of more creative videos. And shout out duelisting cars. We only have like 4 episodes, but COVID put a big ass foot up that ass, but we're gonna get back to it soon.
We
But
have
yeah, man,
one.
but
I'm
in
waiting for it to come out.
that's true.
But in which, speaking of like duelists and cars, it's funny that you mentioned that because I felt like with the various types of content that we made, Like, it just opened gateways for like a lot of opportunities. I mean, Duelist in Cars was literally on the first episode was how we met Trez. Isn't that right?
Yeah,
In
I'm pretty
fact,
sure.
I had just moved to California from Texas. Like that was my first day there, and I seen you guys, um, yeah, in the Yu-Gi-Oh card section at Target.
Yep.
I
We were
forgot
buying
what
hell.
set came. I forgot what set had just came out
Oh man.
that you
It
I
was
guys.
for
like
we
I want to say
bought a
like
bunch of random stuff too, because
we
that's
didn't
when
buy
I bought one
much.
of my.
We didn't buy anything at Target really. I remember you bought sleeves.
Yeah,
We
I
didn't
bought the
really buy
Kaiba Corp
cards.
sleeves and
Yeah,
something else.
that's when like the tins came out because I think because remember we went to GameStop in the video later we went to GameStop
Yeah.
and one of you guys got the tins the Yusei and Jaden tins. It was
Oh,
one of them.
yep, yep.
Yeah, that's what I said was at GameStop. That's why you guys went.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you were like, bro, at GameStop, there's more stuff, and we're like, all right, we might go to GameStop, and we went to
Yeah,
Walmart. We found some stuff, but like,
yeah.
eh. But then we went to GameStop, and we're like, oh, there's a couple things
Well,
here.
Walmart, before they stopped like having Yu-Gi-Oh at our Walmart, they used to randomly have bangers. Like every now and then you'd get one of those like combo reseal packs, but it would have like an unlim like IOC or like
Yeah.
Pharaoh Servant, and it'd be like, oh, for sure. Like that's how I got a what's it called? DMOC and stuff. Yeah, they're not first,
That's
but
because
they're
I worked at
nice.
Target for a little bit, and I would text you be like, hey, there's Invasion Chaos. Hey, there's Blue Eyes White Dragon packs. Hey, there's this and
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And I'd be like, say less. Drive over there, hella crazy. I remember one time I bought like 12 Legend of Blue Eyes of those collection things. I had to get hella shitty commons that came with the pack, and I was like, whatever, I'll just put those away. It's like all hella different sets, like just bulk of random. How does like these wholesalers even get loose cards? That's what I wonder.
Off like the
I have no
production.
Maybe,
idea.
I think it has something to do with like singles falling off of like a production line and like maybe just these department stores like maybe winning a bid on them. It's like, hey, we're looking to make like a sort of discount pack with like a bunch of Lucy cards. Care to provide? And it's like, yeah, we have a bunch of stuff that just fell off. Like, here, take them. It's like they don't really fit with each other, but you could probably make like what, $5 total out of this. It's like, and
damn,
that's how much they sell for, right? Those random packs that just have random assorted Lucy's on them.
pretty much.
Depends.
About
Sometimes they sell 'em for like 5, and then like if they have like if it's like the stack of like whatever cards,
mm-hmm.
and then the Blue Eyes White Dragon pack, kind of like Joe, like the one he bought, those would be like $9. So that's
Yeah.
how they make their money back.
Yeah, but
But yeah, but 3 years of this shit, guys, and we're just getting started because I'll admit our
Why do you
first
keep
like
saying
whole,
3? It's 4.
but because the first year we were in a closet and
No, we weren't.
making,
A year later, we were at
I was,
500.
that's true, that's true.
That's when we did the Savage Strike giveaway when
So
Brent was still
technically,
around.
technically 4 years. Brent's still around. He's just a ghost in the
on
background,
the
floating.
down
No,
low.
I want Brent here right now. I still have his damn gift. I hope he sees this.
But
We're
yeah,
just gonna straight up call him
so
out.
so 4 years. I stand corrected, and
Our
we're
first
just getting.
video, it
And
was
as
Joe
as much as they could stand,
racing
yeah,
our
I think it was
faces.
World Chalice. I think I
The
did.
World Chalice.
Yeah, let's
But
talk about that real quick. We watched that the other day. Like, editor,
we
of course,
did.
pull it up on here, but we
We
watched that the
did.
other day.
World Chalice.
We
And
did.
like, I just wanted to ask you, like, sort of looking back on like sort of your body language and sort of like the feelings that you had recording versus now, how much would you say of an improvement you've made like over the
Oh,
years?
hella. I couldn't
Like,
think of shit to say before. I fumble on my own cards, even if it was a deck I was playing for hella long. I said like a bunch of pointless stuff and felt like I needed to fill space rather than just be fluid. And now I don't give a shit. Like, I think it's because at the beginning, it's always weird to put yourself on camera and like exposed to so many people that know you or like, even just a bunch of strangers, like what you're into and stuff. But
that is
I got
true.
over it quickly, I would say. And now I don't give a shit. Now I'd say whatever. I mean, not anything out of pocket, but like, just like I just like go with the flow, do what I want. Like that's what's nice is that we're why we like being called the Rogue Channel because like we're for that just like that scum player who just comes out of the shadows, who still showers, but comes out of the showers. They're
We
not
are
the
gentlemen and
shadows,
we
not the
shower.
shower.
Okay,
Yeah.
we
We
play
just play
scum,
we play
but we're not
scum,
scummy.
but we're not scummy. That's a good one. Evil Swarm is
We're
scum, but
nice
doesn't mean
people,
I have to be.
even
Just
though
because
we're from
you're a bad
California.
guy doesn't make you a bad guy.
Jeez.
Exactly.
But
I
yeah,
love
when
that
I'm just
meme.
honestly, we, like I said, like with Trez and other people we've met, even in our small world, like we don't even like network with other channels yet or anything, and we've met hella people through Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's what I think
Mhm.
we've always liked the most about Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's why we wanted to do our channel is to hopefully meet even more people that like to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And on Twitter and stuff we have, just found a community of people who like to spread memes, talk shit about the game, enjoy the game, play the game, all that. Draw the characters, dress as the characters, like collect the figures, collect the cards, sell the figures. Everything to do with this game. And um yeah, honestly, I'm just excited to keep doing it, keep fucking making videos and just get better at it, honestly. That's why I love that our audience is for the most part small but responsive, tells us what they want to see, lets us know what we're doing good, lets us know what we're doing bad. Occasionally we get the dickhead that just wants to talk shit, but we knew that was going to happen regardless of what content we
It's
made. So
YouTube. It's YouTube.
it's
Yeah,
YouTube,
keyboard
exactly.
warriors.
Exactly. But
But it's
anyways,
also just awesome in general because of the fact that, we can legitly say that we're running like like not a full scale, but like we're kind of running an operation of like a whole like film production, so to speak. And like it's there's this visible growth, like especially from the beginning, from like a lot of us, like you know in regards to our backgrounds, like not a lot of us have like TV production experience. I mean, I'm practically the only one who's come from like a school, like like a higher education school with like a background in like film, but that's about it. Like just kind of
yeah, we've all just learned how to
it's all just been a
help.
learning experience, not just for all of us, me
Yeah.
included. And
Because
that
Toby was definitely teacher for the first like year and a half, and Brent as well on the technical side. Like we were constantly asking you both questions. Like whenever we were in charge of doing stuff alone or filming stuff, like alone or doing things, I'd be like, shit. We'd make little mistakes, like not slating, not syncing audio,
yeah,
just
The
like a
camera would be too zoomed in on our
yeah.
faces. It
And
hella
let's
cut me
not
hella
forget the
headroom.
biggest curse for those who don't know. We do a series called Ghost Hunters anytime we
Oh
open
my
a
god.
set that has a ghost rare in it. And every time we've pulled a ghost was when we still were new and sucked. So we lost the footage or it got corrupted because we didn't like format cards prior and like
Yeah.
different things. And I'm telling you, it sucks. I pulled a Ghost Star Eater first on camera. I pulled my Clear Wing. I still have the cards. It's just, oh, it
Nope, if
hurts.
you didn't record it, it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's what sucks. And that's what
bottom.
sucks. It's and like a ghost, it's a legend. And so we're always trying to prove the existence of ghosts in Yu-Gi-Oh sense.
Yeah.
But
And
it is what
that's
it is. Trez
always
isn't a believer, but we will make him a believer.
and that's always such a devastating thing, like when you're running something like this, it definitely is hard, and we try to take it with stride whenever we like mess up, because it's kind of expected these things will happen. I've definitely had my fair share of experiences where like on set, with like a big project, for school, I've lost footage. And um if I didn't like recover like a SD card from this professor, like I definitely would have lost like a whole weekend's worth of like footage that I filmed for a film. And honestly, it's just things like that that just kind of scare you or like just stress you out. And just other things too, like even with catching up with particular news, like having this channel stay current, it's a hard process, especially since we sort of have like lives, like real lives on the side. Like keep in mind, like this doesn't necessarily pay the bills. It's something that we just love doing. We hope to reach that particular stage someday where this becomes like a full-time job for us. It's a bit of a pipe dream, but nonetheless it's a dream that we're still trying to achieve. But like slowly and surely, We're just kind of
Yeah.
learning a lot of these things. Whether we continue with this or not, or carry it into other things, who knows? But either way, we enjoy what we love doing, or what we do here in YugiBOOM. And honestly, I feel like the journey could even go on even further, and I wouldn't have it any other way,
Yeah,
with
me
no other
either.
people than
You
you
making me
guys.
cry, Toby. You making me cry.
Yeah, man, I'm getting choked up over here.
But yeah,
Shut
definitely
up.
a lot of these
Shut up, better.
experiences with all of you guys, like Joe, Abe, Trez, all you guys included, Brent, Francisco. It's been definitely an awesome journey, and
Yeah, it's cool, man.
I hope to keep YugiBOOM going, or whatever it is we may end up becoming down the road. Who
Yugi
knows?
Bang.
Yugi
We're gonna
Bang.
become Yugi Bang, and then we'll be Yugi Bone.
I want to be a butterfly.
You want to
Yugi
be a butterfly.
Flies.
Yugi flies.
The Rogue channel. We could always change our
Rogue
channel name.
Network.
Comment down below what our channel name should be.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna put something fucked up.
I mean, we've
Maybe
kind
we'll
of
pick it.
We'll have our opening thing anyway.
Right, exactly.
yeah. If for those of you that haven't noticed, we are getting that redone soon. Oh my! Like, I've been trying to justify it over the years that this website closed down, but no, they're actually back. We use the same animations as Hentai Haven. There, I said it. We get that on the comments. we hired the same guy on Fiverr, apparently. Like, I just found that, or not just found that out. I've been knowing about this, but a lot of people
What
posting
can I
on the
say?
comments.
He does good work.
Yeah, it's
I
a
may not watch
recognizable
his
thing.
other content.
I
We've
mean,
had people comment. They'd
I
be
didn't
like,
even know that when you guys first got it made. I didn't even know.
I didn't know
Like,
either.
yeah, and then somebody commented it, and I was like, "What is this fool talking about?" And I was like, "Whatever." And then I got it explained to me, and I was like, "Well, can't do nothing about it now."
Yep. But what we that is another thing we are working on, is just complete revitalization of the channel. We do have like a bunch of plans. We're not necessarily set in stone, but we are looking to achieve these goals for sure.
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure. Because content is definitely something we strive to create. Because
Definitely.
We haven't come out with anything in a while, but it's fine.
well, I mean, either way, we as a little quote from one of my
How about
favorite
the
Fast and the
Banlist?
Furious movies. We hungry.
We hungry.
We
Hey, girl,
hungry.
you hungry?
But yeah, anyway, any final thoughts? Anything else that we wanted to add? It's our anniversary.
Thank you to everybody who has subscribed. Thank you to the new subscribers. If you're new to the channel, check out our random shit. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you hate. But yeah, that's about it.
And
And we'll bring more.
put your Master Duel info in the comments, guys. We'll add you guys. You guys can make some new friends, and yeah,
Follow
once we
us
get
on
this
Twitter. That's where
Discord
we're
channel up
most.
and running. Yeah, once we get this
Yep.
Discord channel up and running, we can start running some duels with you guys and everything.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We'll put our Master Duel cards up on here. Editor put them on screen. Like, I'll ask you guys each individually for your Master Duel stuff. But anyway,
We're on the YugiBOOM Twitter. That's where we're most active.
But yeah, before we wrap up, we just wanted to say thank you guys for watching. Any sort of support really matters. We wanted to thank our special guest, not necessarily our special guest, but he's pretty much going to be a regular here, Trez. Anything you wanted to plug?
Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, the Ducked Off Podcast. And yeah, pretty much you guys pretty much wrapped up everything. We really appreciate that you guys take the time to listen and watch what we got going on and enjoy what we have to offer. And we definitely are going to bring you guys more quality content in 2022. And, play Rogue.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.